Hi guys, so Nigel Farage followed up the video from the other day, but this time he's in Dover, so let's hear what he had to say.
It's Monday morning, I'm here in Dover, and that's because I'm not going to let this story drop. Lots of press reports over the weekend suggesting I was quite wrong to have gone to East Sussex last week. This is a scandal. It's continuing.
There's nothing wrong with you going to East Sussex. The problem is that you went there and you made claims without any evidence. You interviewed people living there who made claims also without any evidence. If you're really serious about this issue, if it really is important to you, you would think you would invest the time and effort of having a crew, a camera crew, film these people. Stay there during the night, as I said before, and film the people that you're claiming are coming into the UK illegally.
So I'm here, it's early morning in Dover, relatively flat seas, as you can probably see, and just down there gathered are now an ambulance, some border force cars, and about 20 people. And that means that somewhere out there in the channel, what's happening is that our border forces, who are meant to protect our borders, have picked up some illegal migrants who will now be ferried into Dover. So
a question I have is, why is Nigel about 1 mile away from the port? Why isn't he at the gate? Why doesn't he have a drone flying over the port looking at the situation? Maybe it's not possible to fly a drone there. It would be illegal. But why is he so far away? Is it because he wants to have this view of the sea? I really don't understand why he's filming something from a distance and he's not even using a camera with a zoom on it. Surely he could afford to have some type of camera that can zoom all the way down towards where the ferry is, where the border force is.
For us now, it's just a waiting game. You can see here is a border force vessel with a grey boat that has picked up a dinghy at sea, and you can now see.
What dinghy? I don't see a dinghy. I see a grey blotch on the screen. I don't know if you can see my mouse over here. And you can see a dot beside it. That's all I see. I don't see anything else. Nigel is seeing things and he's projecting his ideas of what those things are onto the viewer.
Coming off it was a boat crammed full of people, and these are all migrants.
Show us it. You're making claims. Look, there's a boat there crammed with people. And you're making a further claim that that boat is crammed with people who are migrants. How do you know that? You don't even show us any images of that. All I see is a dot about 1 mile away from where Nigel is standing, and maybe even more than a mile. How can you make a claim that there is a boat, and on the boat it's crammed, and it's crammed with migrants? I don't see any evidence of that. This is trolling. This is pretending to see something and then convincing your audience that that's what they're seeing also. Once again, this is just either lazy reporting by Nigel Farage, or it's just an attempt to convince people with zero evidence. Because if you really cared, as I said before, you would actually have a bloody camera zoom all the way down to that boat and at least show the people who are on the boat. How do you know that there are migrants on the boat? There could be police officers on that boat. There could be this could be a training exercise. This could be tourists being moved from one boat to another. I don't know. We have no idea who is on that boat. You have come to the conclusion that there are migrants on that boat, but you have no evidence to support that.
Illegal immigrants coming into Dover today. With about 20 people there waiting for them. I don't know all of this costs. It must be an absolute fortune. I've no idea.
At least you're being honest now. You have no idea. You have no idea about what that boat is doing out on the sea. You have no idea who's on that boat. You have no idea what is happening here. but you want to pretend that you know, and you want your viewers to believe that you know exactly what's going on.
What the health status in terms of the viruses, if any of these people are coming in. The Border Force is supposed to protect our borders, not be a taxi service for illegal immigrants, and yet that's what the Home Office are telling them to do.
What I find really funny about Nigel Farage is he had an opportunity to, in a way, hold Boris Johnson to account before the election. He was talking about, we're going to field candidates in every constituency. And then he worked out a deal with Boris Johnson, or some type of deal behind closed doors, or he worked out something with the Tories, and he decided to not field candidates in every constituency, but in half the constituencies. He had his arse handed to him in the election, and in a way he has facilitated this. This is the results of a Brexit Party government. Boris Johnson is a Brexiteer. You, Nigel Farage, convinced people in an indirect way to vote for that government. And now you're complaining that they're not maintaining sufficient border controls. Wasn't this the whole thing about Brexit? We need to leave the European Union in order to be able to control our borders. Now that you've left the European Union, you're complaining that the borders are not secure. So which do you want?
We've seen the second vessel coming in. It looks like 16, 18 people this morning.
Once again, it's hearsay. This is not evidence. He's standing at the dock. He said, yeah, a boat came in some time ago with 18 people on board. What? Where are they? Can we see some pictures of them? You can even blur out the faces if you want to protect their privacy. But surely you'd have some images, some evidence, something. You know, I can understand if this was a documentary about World War II. No, not even World War II, the Middle Ages, because we don't have any film footage of it. But this is an event that is allegedly took place hours ago. And Nigel Farage was there, but he never bothered to film it. Am I the only one who finds that strange? That Nigel Farage is complaining about something that he believes is extremely serious, but he can't be bothered to film it.
Have been brought in here, including a young baby. They're the ones that have been captured. They're the ones that will now get processed. They're the ones that will now be allowed to stay in the country. They're the ones that will disappear. Some of them.
Will they be allowed to stay in the country, or will they disappear? How do you know they'll disappear? If they are registered, then they're not going to disappear.
Who've got money, maybe okay, they might have relations, others will effectively finish up.
This is Nigel Farage going back to the old Nigel Farage. This is Nigel Farage abandoning the Brexit Party and returning to UKIP. This is the rhetoric of UKIP. Immigrants are the problem, immigrants are the problem, immigrants are the problem. Now he's back to the old rhetoric again. He actually had abandoned this rhetoric for the Brexit Party. When he started with the Brexit Party, we don't want to talk about immigration anymore. We're going to talk about Brexit, Brexit, Brexit. Freedom, freedom, freedom. Independence, independence, independence. The racism of of UKIP is gone. I'm distancing myself from that. And now he has done a 180 and marched directly in the direction of the UKIP party once again. Why is that? Why is he doing that?
I'm sure working conditions quite close to slavery. These are the ones today that were caught. I wonder, given how calm it was this morning, how many on other parts of this south coast arrived today and are spirited off, never to be.
We can just imagine. We don't have to bother to actually investigate. This is something really weird for me. Nigel Farage is not some guy with a YouTube channel with 300 subscribers. He's not just some guy who bought a digital camera out of Tesco in a sale or something like this. He's someone who has a lot of bloody money, has a huge amount of support. And I find it really weird that he's not able to create a force, create a group of people to go to these places and film it, to gather evidence. I'm not talking about harassing people, and I hope they would never do that. But surely there are enough people who support Nigel Farage who'd be willing, even for free, he doesn't even have to spend money for this, but surely there are enough people who are willing to go there on his behalf and gather evidence. But it seems to be a one-man show.
Be seen again. What is going on here is a scandal. It needs to be dealt with. They're docked, they're on British soil. Around about 10 people on that vessel, including a very young baby.
How do you know this? He has the eyes of a hawk. He's able to see a very young baby from a mile away. Really? Nigel, does anyone actually believe this? Is there anyone watching this going, isn't it great that Nigel is there defending the border when the Home Office will not defend the border? He's able to watch these people come in. He doesn't need to record this. He doesn't need to register this. It's all in his mind, and that's all we need to know.
There's enormous risks that people are taking. But remember, all of this organised by criminal trafficking gangs. Remember that even if some of these people qualify as refugees, you claim refugee status in the first safe country you come to. France is a safe country, and I do just get the feeling that we're being so weak about this, that if already over 1,000 people have come this year, goodness knows what this figure is going to be. If we get a calm summer, they'll start coming in much.
And you voted for this. You were banging on about, we need to secure the border, we need to secure the border, we need to leave the European Union. The European Union is to blame for all of these people coming in. There's nothing we can do until we leave the European Union. We need Brexit. Brexit is the silver bullet. Brexit is the solution. And now you're banging on about the Home Office not doing enough. Maybe Nigel should go pick fruit if he's so concerned about people coming into the country.
Much bigger vessels, and we've got to get a grip on this. I think the public care hugely about it. I've been here today.
Well, I don't know. You'd think if the public cared enough about this, the public would come to your aid with a camera with a zoom lens on it. But surely it doesn't seem to be the case, because nobody has turned up with a camera with a zoom lens. Nobody has turned up with a night vision camera to record the people from last week arriving on the shore in the dead of night. Who is buying this? I looked at the comments under this video. I'll post the link to the original video. I was looking at the comments, and it's just baffling how many people support Nigel Farage and think he's doing a great job, and they don't have the critical thinking skills to question any of the things that I have raised. Why has he not filmed these people, even from a distance? I understand he can't go down to the gate. Maybe the security guards would remove him or the police would arrive. But if that was the case, then why doesn't he film from where he's standing? It's not illegal. You can do it. You just need a decent camera. And I'm sure Nigel Farage can afford that. I know he doesn't have his European Parliament salary anymore, but I'm sure he has put enough money aside to survive for the next few years. If he can't afford it, surely he has some supporters who can afford this type of equipment. I really don't understand how people buy into this, how people are so gullible that they believe this guy is telling the truth.
I witnessed it for myself. It can't be allowed to continue.
This is just, I think, and it's sort of falling into place now as the penny is dropping with me, that this is an attempt to to revive the Brexit Party, or not the Brexit Party, the UKIP Party, UK Independence Party. This is an attempt to revive that, or to start something new. Maybe the Immigration Party or the Anti-Immigration Party or something to that ilk. That's, I think, the only possible direction Nigel is going in now. He has lost Brexit. Brexit was his baby and it's gone. Nigel Farage took it from him. And now he's looking for attention. He's looking for a way to remain relevant. And he knows that immigration is still a hot button issue. So instead of actually presenting something that will be new or fresh, he's going back on his old reliable propaganda machine. Yeah, run the idea of immigration, stick with immigration. It's the one that won the referendum to a certain extent back in 2016. And it's going to hopefully win me some seats in Parliament at the next election, or at the next council election. Maybe I can win some support in some way. This seems to be, in my opinion, what he's doing. Let me know in the comments, guys, if you agree with me or if you disagree. I'd like to know what you think of this. Thanks. Why not become a Patreon and enjoy access to our Discord server where we share news, chat, and have some fun. If you become a patron, you can also make video suggestions on topics that are important to you. Check it out via the link in the description.